Hello and welcome back to another episode of HBO Max. I am your host, Makenna, as per usual, and joining me as always is Brandon. Hello, Brandon. How are you today?
I am doing okay.
That's good. It's good to hear. We are continuing the Harry Potter movie Magic Time that has a new name, but I can't think of it off the top of my head because I forgot to write it down. Crimes of Grindelwald. And this is where it starts to get juicy.
That's one way to describe it. Um, this movie sucks.
It was not good. It was not good.
Really bad.
We'll get into it, but I completely blocked out some of these parts when I saw it the first time in 2018. And they're pretty big parts. But yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, some fun facts and figures to get us started. It was released November 16th, 2018, budgeted $200 million, and it made $654.9 million. It was the 10th highest movie of 2018. Do you want to guess what the first highest grossing movie of
2018?
Big year.
Was that the year Endgame came out?
Close. Infinity War.
Infinity War, okay.
So,
Yeah.
Big year.
Yeah.
It is the lowest grossing installment until the new one, the Secrets of Dumbledore. So this was
Of all Harry Potter movies,
all Harry
or
Potter and Fantastic Beasts, yeah. Ooh.
It's not good.
Not good. It still got 2 BAFTA nominations: Best Production Design and Best Special Effects.
Yeah, fake
that
awards.
Was about it. Yeah, big awards. The B in BAFTA stands for big. Dumbledore. The role of in this movie we are introduced to a younger Albus Dumbledore, played by Jude Law, known of course for Gattaca.
Yes, that is what he's known for. Gattaca.
Gattaca. Nothing else. It was some other people were considered for the role. Christian Bale, Benedict Cumberbatch, Mark Strong, and Jared Harris, who is the son of Richard Harris, who was the actor who played Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter movies. Michael Gambon was never considered to reprise his role. Well, obviously.
Oh, I know Jared Harris.
Yeah.
Wait, he's the son of
Richard Harris.
Really? I didn't know this.
Oh, we're all learning things. See, it's an
This
educational program.
This guy's an amazing actor. He would have been so good. They should have made him Dumbledore. He would even look like somewhat age appropriate.
You know, these movies are known for recasting, so stick them in. Why not?
He still has Richard Harris. That's wild.
Yeah, it was a good time. This is also the first. Well, obviously, it's only the second movie in the Fantastic Beasts series, but it is the first time that actors that were in Harry Potter reprised their roles in Fantastic Beasts. So the young Dumbledore and Grindelwald were in like a couple like flashback type of cloudy, wistfully scenes. And those 2 actors played them in Deathly Hallows Part 1. So they came back.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I got some. The animals were puppets, obviously. Well, yeah. But I found out the Niffler was just a bag of marbles.
Just give him a bag of marbles.
Bag of marbles, which I thought was cute. Niffler doing Niffler things. And my final fun fact, because guess what? Not a lot of fun facts with these movies. I'm learning.
No.
J.K. Rowling says the series. Well, this was when the movie came out in 2018. She said the series will span 19 years, ending in 1945. So we're getting World War II. if they continue with the movies, which they probably won't.
I believe that the next movie gets into World War II.
Yeah.
Because they definitely, it's not going that long.
No.
I'm pretty sure this next movie's not getting made.
I would have been very interested to see how they would have done that. It's, History
wh-
hasn't been the strongest suit, but
yeah, and it's also like, what? I mean, I guess they're planning on doing 5 movies, but like,
mhm.
what movies were going to have these big gaps in
I know
them, like in
because
between
even
times? Because this is like a couple months
yeah,
later.
exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, hold on. So
There's just gonna be like a 10-year gap in between 2 of the movies.
yeah,
Is that the plan?
that would be the only with how they've been going. It makes sense. It's par for the course at this point. Just
Yeah, I guess. It's just not. Yeah, it's not a smart idea to
no.
do. Like, I don't. I mean, I guess because like the first movies take place across like 10 years, so you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do another like big, but like,
But this is
don't
yeah,
don't do
no,
that.
no. This is it's yeah. I don't know how it's gonna go if
It's
it
like 5 movies. No, who was asking for 5 of these?
the people were asking for 5 movies until they weren't. It
Yeah.
was
Oh, almost immediately after this movie came out, people were not asking for 5 movies
no
anymore.
more, please. Yeah, it's uh, um yeah, I don't know anything about Secrets of Dumbledore, as we stated previously. I am so scared to watch it just from this from Crimes of Grindelwald, which I had seen before. I just forgot so much and how terrible it was.
It's
It's
really bad.
so bad. Like the first movie was boring. This movie's just
Hmm.
bad.
It's really bad.
I
Uh, Trying to explain or just like understand what's happening in this movie is so difficult. I read the Wikipedia plot synopsis several
I had to
times.
as well. Yeah.
It's
So
so essentially like the big problem is that this movie doesn't matter.
no, it
Like
doesn't.
nothing happens in this movie that's important.
Mm-mm. No.
This entire movie, they could have just taken the last scene of this movie and made it the last scene of the last movie,
Hmm.
and everything would be exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like I think the only major death I can think of is Leda Lestrange, and she was set up this entire movie. Like she's not in the first movie except for the picture.
Hmm.
So yeah, it could have just
Well, also, like, who cares? We all know she's dead anyway.
yeah,
We saw the movies that take place in the future.
exactly, exactly.
Like, yeah, you killed a character who I didn't know
Mhm.
and didn't care about.
Yeah, it's oh my god. So I watched this movie in 3 different parts. I watched
It
about the
took me a couple parts too.
yeah, it was I watched about an hour and a half of it, or I watched about like 20 minutes and then like another like hour of it in the car. I had to take a gap. I was like, I'm not dog, I can't. And then I watched the last hour at home, and even like I thought maybe like it being on a bigger screen would help. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter the size of screen you watch it on. It's still gonna be bad.
It's so bad. It's it's just nothing happens, but also it's still complicated.
Yeah, too much.
It's extremely complicated for nothing going on.
And like they I do have like I have a separate section of this of just like things from the Harry Potter universe they shoved into this really like just randomly like McGonagall's in this
Hmm.
um and like there's different surnames and everything like the woman that Grindelwald is with, her last name is Rosier, which they never explain why she's there, but anyway, which is the last name of in Goblet of Fire. He was he was the Death Eater who who worked in the Ministry. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's in the in the Harry Potter series, but it's just like Travers, Caro, McLaggen, McGonagall.
McLaggen. Who's McLaggen? Because I recognize the name that they say.
He's in Half-Blood Prince. He's the cocky Quidditch blonde hair guy
Okay,
who
that's who
Hermione
I
takes.
thought it was. Yeah,
Mhm.
his
Yeah,
dad, I guess, is
I
in this
guess.
movie.
Which like, oh yeah. Because like
Wait,
they come from a line of whatever.
timeline. Is it his grandfather or is it his dad?
Okay. That's another thing I have with these movies and just the Wizarding World in general because people live
Because
forever.
like Harry Potter's
Apparently,
parents would have had to been born in like the 60s or 70s, right?
yeah, they were
Yeah,
like
so
in
that's his
his
granddad.
grandfather, which I suppose okay because McLaggen is in the Slug Club in Half-Blood Prince because of his grandfather. Because his grandfather was like some bigwig in the ministry, so I guess it's like a nod, but it's just like,
Okay.
bro, Harry Potter. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun Easter egg still. I love a good hunt, but like, so it just like was thrown in there, and there was nothing else to it.
Yeah.
But and then there was like other random parallels, like in the beginning when Grindelwald took the house and like he killed the parents and then he killed the toddler, like what Voldemort tried to do with Harry, but Grindelwald actually succeeded in killing the toddler. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't
I
think
mean,
about that at all. I was
I,
just like, okay, why are we doing
I
this? We
know.
just go to a house that doesn't have people in it.
Exactly.
There's
That's what
tons
I
of
was thinking
those.
too, and then I was like, oh, maybe the Harry Potter. I don't know. I'll try to justify at least some part of this movie, I guess. And then at the end when they go to the graveyard and shit goes down, it's like Goblet of Fire. I don't know. I think I just overthought a lot. I had nothing else to do during these movies. Like I had to, my brain had to be doing something, or else it would just
Yeah.
sort of explode.
It's it's and it, cause we're talking about like the top level ways that this movie sucks, but it's also like some really weird stuff
Yeah.
in the movie that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like they made Queenie like a monster in this movie.
I which another thing that I completely blocked out from the first time I watched it, like what what's going on? Like it,
Yeah, it's a weird thing to do to one of your more likable characters
right.
from the last movie is to make her mind control her boyfriend into marrying her.
Yeah, which this comes to another this is a smaller gripe, but they reveal that there's a love potion like counter spell, which is dumb because in the Harry Potter series, when Ron had the love potion, they had to like make a special potion, and that's how he was poisoned. Like, bro, if you're gonna make the plot, make sure it's consistent. But as we know, these movies aren't consistent because freaking Dumbledore is a Fence Against the Dark Arts professor for whatever reason. But we know that he's
Yeah.
not. He's had a transfiguration because McGonagall's there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is just the beginning. Like, these are just the smaller things. But yeah, it's
It is weird that they made it like why? Why would you
exactly. There's no point. They also did the Boggart scene that Lupin did in
Uh-huh. Yeah.
yeah, which that's great. That's always a fun scene, but like he didn't have to be a Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Like he could have just stayed Transfiguration. Like him teaching a class had nothing to do with the. A lot of stuff had nothing to do with the plot, but like that in particular, he could have just stayed Transfiguration. No sense. And I checked my notes.
Weird
I checked
thing
my
to
Pottermore
do.
notes for this. Inconsistent.
It's weird, especially because it's written by J.K. Rowling,
Yeah.
so it's not like somebody wasn't familiar with the material.
Yeah. And it was only her who wrote the script. Like Steve Kloves, he just produced the movie. He was not credited in the script, which is very apparent. But sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that. Something else that made me uncomfy was just the random love triangle between Leta Lestrange and the Scamander brothers, and then like Tina was randomly in there for a hot sec, but like
that was weird.
why?
Yeah, it's why for like a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Tina thinks that Newt's engaged.
Yeah. What?
Why would you think that?
I know. Like, apparently it was because, like, some magazine article said it, but, like, why wouldn't you just ask him about it? Like,
Yeah, or just like other people have that name.
yeah, exactly.
Or just like read the rest of the article. You just read
Right.
apparently just the headline.
Look at the picture. Yeah, and, like, Leda, like, she randomly at one point decides to bring up about, like, their previous room, or, like, previously, like, younger, just, like, randomly, there's no lead up to it. She just randomly starts talking about it, and it's like, bro, you're engaged to his brother. I don't think anything else can happen here, doggy dog. Like,
So
poor Theseus. He's just there. He didn't.
yeah,
Well, allegedly he didn't do anything wrong. Like,
what?
other than stealing his
Why
brother's
does
girlfriend.
everybody care about Leda's half brother?
No.
Why do people care?
He served absolutely zero purpose other than to be the reason to give the backstory on our boy Creedence Clearwater Revival. Like, he...
But also, all that backstory's fake.
That too. Which is...
Because you get through all that stuff, and then at the end they're like, oh yeah, and so by the way, all this stuff, all this like 20-minute conversation we have explaining all these plot details, doesn't matter because that's not him.
No. Wait, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, it's like in the scene where they get captured, like sort of towards like when Tina and Newt are reunited in the cellar. Most like nothing happens in that scene other than just to get the dude to bring them, like, nothing. Like, they immediately escape because of Pickett. Like, there was no need.
It's just to keep the movie going because there's not enough. This movie could just be a single scene. And so there's so much stuff to fill it out to an hour and a half movie when it could just be a single scene. It is like the most plot maintenance-y stuff because they were like, okay, so we did the first movie, but then we actually didn't do anything in the first movie, and we need to get like the series going, but we're not ready to get into the good stuff yet. So just this entire movie is essentially a very long epilogue to the first movie.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And there's just everyone is backstabbing everybody, and it made me so sad. Like, it just like wasn't good by like the fourth time someone backstabbed. Did you know that the I may have just completely overlooked it. The dude that Grindelwald like swaps place with in the beginning is the supervisor of Queenie and Tina in the first movie. You know, like,
Really?
yeah, I didn't realize that until I was reading the Wikipedia, and it's like in the cast. Never made the connection.
They only ever talked to
Exactly.
Colin Farrell and the boss lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, but then if he was Grindelwald's dude the entire time, then why was Grindelwald pretending to be Colin Farrell if he already had a guy there to do the thing that he was doing?
It makes zero sense. But yeah, I didn't realize it until I looked at the casting thing. I was like, oh, okay.
And like, why does everybody assume that Credence is Corvus Lestrange?
I don't know.
Like, cause they like I really couldn't figure, because why does the one guy want to kill him? Because he thinks he's somebody else, right?
He thinks that okay, so
He
his
thinks that that's his half brother.
his father was like, "Yo, kill," because the other Corvus, Corvus's father, Corvus, stole
Okay.
his wife. That the not Corvus brother was tasked with killing whatever Father Corvus.
Okay, so what the Wikipedia says is Yusuf also imprisons them, explaining that he made an unbreakable vow to kill his half brother,
Mm-hmm.
whom he believes is Credence.
Yes.
Wouldn't you know what your half brother looks like?
It doesn't make sense. Also, wouldn't whenever the baby, the real Corvus died,
Yeah,
wouldn't that have that unbreakable vow been like resolved? Like
but
because
it
technically,
would have. But like, would you know?
I
Like, do you
don't
get
know.
like an update?
It's done. You're done. It's fine. I don't know.
Okay, I had to read this part for like the eighth time. Okay, so essentially, the first like hour of this movie is like five people, each just walking around various places, so that eventually they can all walk into this one building and talk at each other for 20 minutes. That is the plot of this movie.
And
And
sometimes
so
there's fire.
yeah, like things will happen for no reason. They'll just be walking around and somebody will, like, fucking Queenie's just like wandering the streets and some random woman just comes up to her and is like, "Hey, we're friends now."
I know. Like it makes no sense. Like
So this is the conversation they have, because I cannot figure out what's going on in this movie. They go to the Lestrange family too and find Yusuf, the guy who wants to kill Credence he wants to kill his half brother who he thinks is Credence. He's confronting Credence and Nagini. We're gonna get to Nagini in a bit.
oh,
We have to talk about that because that's fucking wild. Um, Yusuf reveals that he is carrying out his father Mustafa's request to avenge his mother Lorena. She was kidnapped by Corvus Lestrange the Fourth using the Imperious curse and died giving birth to Letta, Yusuf's half sister. So that makes Corvus the Fifth his half brother?
no.
No.
No, they don't share
No.
parent. No.
Yeah. So he just lied
Letta
about him being his half brother, or he does, or they
so
don't. J.K. Rowling doesn't know how like family trees work.
so from my understanding, which oh boy. So Yusuf was tasked with killing by his father was tasked
Mhm.
with killing the thing that Corvus IV loved the most. And Yusuf for a while thought it was Letta. But then he
Okay.
realized that Corvus IV never loved Letta. He loved his only son, Corvus V. And then he realized that's why he had to kill, because that's who he loved. Like that is the one thing that Corvus IV truly loved, and that's what
Yeah.
Yusuf's
Okay.
father was like. Yo, this kill the thing that he
But
loves.
he
I don't know.
so Corvus the Fourth remarried and had Corvus the Fifth.
Right.
He sent Corvus the Fifth to America for adoption to keep him safe after discovering Yusuf's revenge plot.
What?
What? Why?
Also, why? Why? Why does Letta have to go too? Like she's not. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why anyone has to go anywhere.
This part's fucking insane. Letta reveals that she unintentionally caused Corvus the Fifth's death, sailing to America
Okay.
because she couldn't stand her brother's crying, so she just switched the baby.
I have a question. One second. I completely forgot about this part the first, and I'm sitting at my computer, mouth open, because so much has happened. Also, is the boat that they were on the Titanic?
That doesn't work out timeline
Okay.
wise.
Okay.
I
Because
don't think
I
so,
thought
right?
I was
When did the Titanic sink?
1912. Because I thought a boat from England to the U.S. that
Okay.
sinks, but I don't think it does, because it would be like 13. Unless
Is
Letta,
it?
no, I don't think it
Because
works out.
when does this takes place in 1927?
Right. Yeah, so I don't. It doesn't work out. The ages don't work out.
Yeah. Because fucking Credence has to be like what 20 something?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
I, I thought, I was like, oh my god, this is the Titanic. But yeah, no, it can't be. It can't
Could
be.
it be? No, the Lusitania was going the other way.
I think so. Yeah.
It's just a random boat, just a boat that sank. The boat just sinks for some reason.
Also, why? Okay, so Letta has the bogger of the child drowning. How does she know what that looks like? Because she didn't go under the water. She did not see that bundle of joy drowning.
Must be just like dreams, like nightmare dreams, right?
Wow.
Like, but
That's
what's the what? Who cares? You already switched the baby.
right.
Like the alternative is just that Credence would have died as a baby.
Dude,
A baby was dying either way, and you are the bad part is not that the baby drowned. The thing that you did that was bad was that you swapped babies. Which is just like a 5-year-old kid just swapped babies.
like,
What?
like, would the Parent Trap wouldn't have been out that early? So like, why would she get that idea? Like, oh, this baby
It's
keeps crying. Let me swap it out with another baby that'll probably cry. Like,
and like why is she the one in charge of the baby?
I know. That's
Like
what I was thinking.
you send like you give the baby to like an adult and have
Right.
the take it to the you
Like
don't
they
give it to your
have
like
like
5-year-old daughter and just put her on a boat.
yeah, it makes like there were other people in that room too that could have.
Also, like you're trying to like hide your kid so that it doesn't get killed. A
Mhm.
really easy way to like have people figure out who the baby is that they have this. There's his sister there who people know. Like she's been seen before.
Yeah, they have a really bad like thing about that because like Grindelwald was just like walking through Paris without a disguise on, like no care in the world. It's like, bro, you're how you. Yeah.
And so, why does Dumbledore care about any of this?
I don't know. And how I knew that the Dumbledore subplot had to have been made in between movies is because the first thing he said, like one of the first things he talks about with Newt is like, I sent you to New York, right? Or whatever. And it was like,
Yeah, they just like. Well, it is a bit in character for Dumbledore to
that
like
is true.
manipulate one of his students into doing something for him.
That is very
But
true.
like,
I should have thought about that.
but like, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Because Newt's like, and then I would have to go through American customs to do it. We covered this last time. No, you don't. You have magic. You can just teleport. You don't. You can just apparate home. You don't have to go through customs. You don't have to take your magical briefcase through American customs. Why would that be a rule that wizards have that you have to take your briefcase through American customs when you go through the U.S.?
No sense.
What?
You know, they should have really had us on their team figuring all the plot holes.
I guess that, you know, that brings up another point of like, why did he have to put the baby on a boat? Just teleport the baby.
He was magic too. Like,
Give it. Look at a Hagrid flying motorcycle took a baby somewhere. You're putting your baby on a boat.
you know what? Why they did? They need another form of transportation. You know, never mind. We saw boats before.
Yeah.
We didn't see that
But,
big
like,
of a boat.
Newt didn't get involved with this shit in New York because he got stopped in customs.
Right.
That's not what happened.
Right.
His fucking animal went into a bank and then he got picked up by a cop. Did you plan that, Dumbledore?
Yeah, like, what? Why did Dumbledore send him to the U.S.? Like, obviously, it's like the Thunderbird or whatever, but like, that's not the only reason. Like, it's Dumbledore. Like, there's gotta be more than just a bird.
He apparently sent him there to uncover that Colin Farrell was Grindelwald.
What?
And he did that by telling him that there was a Thunderbird because he knew Newt would go to New York first. His animals would escape and rob a bank. Newt would see a muggle there and not obliterate the muggle. And then he would get picked up by the cops.
It makes no sense.
That was the easiest way to get all this done.
They needed to fill that first movie. It just no sense.
It doesn't make sense why Dumbledore wants him to find Credence. He's like,
yeah.
Well, Grindelwald thinks that he's important, so we're gonna go get him because I think he's Corvus Lestrange the Fifth. It's like, so
yeah,
is that important? The movie never explains why that's important.
No,
They just keep coming up with they have to come up with a reason why a grown man wanted to kill a baby.
Voldemort. It's
and again, none of this matters because he isn't Corvus Lestrange.
No.
It doesn't matter. What happens to Corvus Lestrange is not of interest to anybody in the thing, anybody who matters in the movie, anybody who's watching the movie, because again, they didn't tell us why it's important.
They skipped over that. I believe that leads us into a good segue to talk about the thing at the end. The thing that I blocked out for 4 years. There's another Dumbledore brother.
He's a Dumbledore brother. He's a Dumbledore.
This bullshit. Like, I write in all caps to begin with, but I wrote this in extra large caps that I refuse to accept this ending. Like this.
But like, who cares?
Yeah, like
why is that interesting? Why is that what you end the movie on? Like, it's this giant reveal. Like, why do I care?
Yeah, it's like we don't know the importance. Like, did
the only identity that they could reveal Credence to have that people would be intrigued by is if at the end of the movie he was like, "You're Harry Potter."
Can you imagine? Oh my god, dude! Wait. I can't remember already. So, okay, the babies that were switched.
Okay.
It was Corvus. Did they receive Credence then? Was that other baby?
Yes, the other baby was Credence, and they swapped babies.
Okay. there's a lot of there's a lot
So,
of swapping going
so
on.
there is the question of why the fuck was
Yeah.
Dumbledore's brother just a baby on a boat that got swapped?
So like the thing is, okay. So it doesn't make sense because
Yes.
well, for a lot of reasons, but like you would have to assume then that Kendra Dumbledore's mother, Mrs. Dumbledore, if you will, was on that boat, right? Was that Kendra?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense canonically. Granted, there's a lot of things that don't make sense canonically, but we know from Deathly Hallows that Kendra stayed in Godric's Hollow with Ariana and like made her stay inside, and she stayed there the entire time, and Ariana was not dead at that point yet, so like she can't be on the boat. That cannot be Kendra Dumbledore canonically.
Also, so like Dumbledore's what, like 30 years old
Yeah,
at the time
and that's
of Credence's birth?
right. Yeah, that's the other
How old
thing.
is his dad?
That's the other thing. His dad's in Azkaban. Like, he. It just
Is it a
doesn't.
cousin? Is he gonna be a cousin? A cousin
He's got
Dumbledore?
it. Like, that would be the only thing that he can't be a brother because it doesn't match up with what's in Harry Potter, what we already know in the canon. But apparently, the canon goes out the window for these movies.
Why does Grindelwald care if he's a
That
Dumbledore?
no, because freaking Grindelwald apparently still has this fascination. Just freaking kiss already, Jesus Christ! If you still love each other, then do something about it. You don't
Like they're
gotta
trying to kill each other, right?
Yeah.
But they can't kill each other because they have
the blood pact or whatever.
yeah,
So,
which they steal in this
yeah,
because
so like,
Dumbledore thinks that he can reverse it.
I guess maybe is that the secrets of Dumbledore that I don't.
Is that the secrets of Dumbledore?
What is Dumbledore's secrets or what are Dumbledore's secrets? Because like
It has to be something with Credence.
it's
Is
gotta
the
be
secret of Dumbledore?
yeah secrets plural though. He's got at least two.
Secrets. Well, he killed his sister, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well,
So that's probably
yeah.
one of them.
Yeah, they talk about going to Ariana. Do we get Aberforth in Secrets of Dumbledore? I hope we get
Maybe.
Aberforth.
Nicholas Flamel shows up out of fucking nowhere.
And he shows up. Like, there was. They could have made up a new character. No, they're like, we're gonna throw in Nicholas Flamel because guess what? That's another person that the fans will remember. And then they had the Philosopher's Stone. That was a fun Easter egg. And then just Nicholas Flamel shows up randomly again at the end, like.
Aberforth is in the next movie.
Yes. All right. I do it.
Played by Richard Coyle. Doesn't have a picture on his Wikipedia page.
Damn. You're telling me Secrets of Dumbledore did not launch him into stardom?
Oh, he's like a poor man's Andy Serkis. He looks like.
Ah.
Interesting.
I hope they're gonna butcher Aberforth. I love Aberforth. So sad. Also, is it supposed to be assumed that the Phoenix that Credence gets is that Fox?
Yeah, because Dumbledore just talks about phoenixes for a bit at the beginning of the movie.
Big bird guy.
Like Newt's like, you knew that I would go after the Thunderbird when you mentioned the Thunderbird. You knew that I would go, and then he just starts talking about phoenixes. He's just like, my family's super into phoenixes, and eventually I'm gonna get a phoenix. It's like, and then Newt is like, okay, yeah, but about the Thunderbird.
Hold on.
Like there must have been a note at some point of like, hey, we need a reminder about the phoenixes.
Yeah, so it's like it's talking about the beginning, and they throw it in at the end, dude.
Yeah, there's just a phoenix.
It's just a phoenix. Like, I swear to God, if that's the only appearance of that phoenix, and it's, I just don't. Oh, another gripe I had the R is apparated onto the grounds of Hogwarts, and if we know anything about the grounds of Hogwarts, you cannot apparate onto the grounds of Hogwarts
Well,
as
Dumbledore
saying,
does it.
yeah, but he's headmaster. Because he even says that line in Half-Blood Prince, where he's like, being headmaster has its perks, or whatever.
Yeah, I always assumed that wasn't like a rule, and it was more of that like he just like knows how to like do it.
I took it to heart.
Yeah, I didn't assume that it's just like if you're headmaster, like whoever they vote to be headmaster can suddenly apparate onto Hogwarts. I didn't take it that way, but I don't maybe.
I don't know. We don't have Hogwarts history.
Like when does I mean maybe that was a rule that they
That's true.
did later.
70 years.
Yeah,
I
because
always say
people kept
too.
apparating into Hogwarts.
Yeah, apparently just groups of ours. Like, where was the headmaster? Like, where was Dip? Was Dippet? I don't know if Dippet was headmaster at that point, but like, Dumbledore is just like, what? Dumbledore never really leaves. He's not in the. No, Dumbledore.
No,
But like, why
he
is
just
Dumbledore like taking care of the R's that come? Like, why is the headmaster not like taking? No, it's just like the alleged.
well because
defense
they
against the
go
First Teacher.
specifically to ask him about Newt, right?
Shit. Yeah.
But like
You're
you
right.
can like schedule an appointment.
Right. Yeah. You don't.
You're not arresting him.
Yeah. It's like he's a teacher. He like just they dismiss class. It's like bro.
Yeah, and they just like he just interrupts class, and he's just like, "Yeah, okay, we don't have to have class."
Yeah. Okay. What kind of school is this? Well, we know what kind of school it is, but it just no sense. No sense. I can't read my handwriting. Hold on. Oh no, this is Titanic. It's just the other thing I had was about accents and voices.
Okay.
Dumbledore, different accent than Michael Gambon.
Yeah, Jude Law's not trying anything with he's just doing Jude Law voice.
He's doing Jude Law. Jude Law doing Jude Law. And
Yeah,
then,
he's not acting much. He's just being Jude Law.
Jude Law. And then Grindelwald. Well, like Johnny Depp has he does accents a lot. He'll slip into different accents a lot.
Yeah.
And like I think I counted at least 3 different accents in this movie. Like he was French at one point. He was British. And he was English.
Yes, people seem to like the Johnny Depp thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
No,
of the Johnny Depp acting.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see Mads Mikkelsen. That also might just be because Johnny Depp in this movie freaked me out.
Yeah.
Like especially the beginning scene with.
Yeah, when they got him all and he's all like,
I hated it. Another thing that I blocked out. I hated that so much. Like
it's fucking weird as shit.
so scary. Like, what's the point? It's a PG-13 movie, people, and this is the opening scene. No kids will stay in that theater anymore. It's awful. I didn't want to continue watching it. And then, like,
he's not like scary, like you're afraid of him. He just looks really gross and just like weird, and you don't want to like.
I don't want to look.
You don't want to look at him. It's
And
got like. Yeah, he's got a stupid haircut and his eyes all fucked up.
Like, and then like him on the carriage, and like then he like pops his little head in the window. I hate it so much.
I don't like it at all.
No, I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight. I can already tell. And then the other thing I have about voices, the polyjuice voices. Okay, so in the books, whenever you take polyjuice potion, you also adopt that person's voice. But in the movies, I guess to make sure there's no confusion, they just use the actors' voices when they swapped appearances.
Yeah.
But in this movie, they did both. They didn't even.
Well, they did in one of the Harry Potter movies. They did both, right? And we were like confused by it.
Oh, with Moody, because, well, at least that's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, it happens with Moody too, but that's because they're tricking you.
Yeah, they pull the old switcheroony. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I don't. Stick with it. Stick with the thing. That just that was I was already knee deep in hating the movie, so I don't know.
Why is Credence just working at a circus at the beginning of the movie and he hates it there?
I don't know. I don't know how did he get to Paris? Why Paris? And how did he? Yeah, why did he start working? And how
For
did
some reason, he wasn't a big deal in the last movie, right?
no,
Like, he didn't do anything.
he didn't do anything. No.
Everybody's just like Dumbledore's just like, yeah, everybody's talking about Credence. Like, just everybody's super into Credence. They all think he's some French wizard now. Like, they think he's like related to these French people. Nobody knows who he is, but they're all pretty sure he's French. Like, what?
How did he he formed a bond with Nagini, like a strong bond, but it's only been like 3 months and they're already like traversing the world to try to find Credence's birth mother.
That long. I don't know. Nagini just seems to be just like he got me out of the weird circus that's just allowed to have slaves for some reason.
Yeah, yeah, they had to like make up. Obviously, it's the Harry Potter way. They made up like a piece of magic that's like, if she stays too long as the snake, she'll forever be the snake or whatever it is, whatever that thing is.
She's just cursed. Like, eventually she will just turn into the snake.
Yeah, and then I think it's just assumed that she's Voldemort's snake. I think.
Yeah, she has to be, right?
She's gotta be. Because she's, like, the Nagini. Like, she's the only one named Nagini.
Yeah, and she's this big old snake named Nagini.
Yeah,
like, exactly. What is the plan?
How many other snakes named Nagini do you know? Like, it's gotta be the same one.
It is, like, it has to be, like, intended. Like, this is supposed to be Voldemort's snake. So just, like, how long do snakes live?
That's what I was thinking. Like, especially, like, a big snake like that. What kind of snake?
Yeah, and then how does this woman who turns into a snake, she just decides, you know what, I'm gonna hang out with fucking Voldemort.
I know. How?
Like, why?
Makes no sense. So the snake was at least 71 when it died. But it's got to be more than that because of time things. I want
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's not gonna give
She's
me.
almost like 100 years old, right?
Yeah, snakes don't last that long. Okay, here we go. Burmese python. How long do they live? Ooh, that's a lot of snakes. Lifespan 20 years.
Well, that's not right. That's just like a magic snake. But, like, there wasn't any implication that she was a magic snake before this. She was just a big snake.
Exactly.
And not even like that big of a snake either.
No.
Like, she's like Nagini's not like a basilisk or anything. She's just like a snake.
She's just a snake. Like, there was no need for Nagini to be there.
Yeah, I don't understand.
She didn't do anything.
Why this is a cool thing that we're supposed to like?
Right, because it doesn't make sense. like
it's not even like it doesn't make sense. Like, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why were you like, oh, you know what would be cool is if the snake was a person before?
Right, a slave lady who did.
Yeah,
snake
and
things.
then she's cursed and she's a snake forever.
Yeah.
Like, that's not cool. It makes me just feel sad for the snake.
I know.
And then she became an evil snake?
Evil snake.
Am I supposed to feel bad? Is this supposed to be dramatic irony?
It might be. It might be. It just doesn't.
That I know that she becomes a bad snake, but she doesn't know that she becomes a bad snake.
I'm curious to know when she switches over to be a permanent snake. Like, when.
Well, I'd assume that it'd be within the planned 5 movies, right?
I would hope so.
Nagini would permanently be a snake.
Yeah, we gotta.
I wonder if she's in the next one.
Oh. Because I don't even.
'Cause if not, just what the fuck?
What even happened to her at the end of this movie? I don't even remember.
She just kind of disappears.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Cause
Because Credence goes with Grindelwald.
but like when they show up to kill Credence, Nagini's not there, right? He's with Lita?
I think so. Yeah. Because I don't think Nagini's. Wait. I remember her turning into a snake at one point. Oh, no. Never mind. That was whenever.
No, yeah. Okay, so
was
Nagini's
before.
there for that.
Mm-hmm.
So does she just goes and hangs out with? They just join Grindelwald.
I guess.
Why does Credence join Grindelwald? Why does he decide he's gonna be a bad guy?
Okay, I've got another bone to pick with this. Okay, Grindelwald already technically built up this relationship with Credence in the first movie. And then he has to do it again in the second movie. Why does he have to, like, is it because, like, in the first he was, like, grazed and he's, like, re-earned it? Like, why? Why? Why does he have to, like, redo what he did in the first movie?
It's a good question. It's a very good question. I don't know. I don't know. Why does he care so much about this fucking random ass kid?
He gives him a wand at the end.
Yeah, he gives him a wand.
Like, that's not gonna be good. It's just not gonna go.
Like,
well.
is he gonna use him to kill Dumbledore? Why a random kid who doesn't know magic? Why wouldn't you just get like just another wizard?
Or like, get freaking Nagini. Anybody. I don't know. But it just so many questions.
Yeah, this movie fucking sucks.
Yeah, not.
It's
good.
super confusing. It's somehow both super confusing and nothing happens.
I know. Like, I think the most confused that I've been recently, and I'm confused a lot, was in like that 20-minute period where they're trying to explain everything, how everyone's related to everyone, and then they're all just like, nah, JK.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. And I'm like trying to like make notes and be like connecting.
It's like the most important part of the movie, and it doesn't matter.
No. And it's so dumb. It's so, and then like the family tree. The men are here, the women are flowers. Nah, doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then like it doesn't even matter for like for the future. We know this about Lita because she just dies in the next scene.
I know, like, why set her like? Is this how like Theseus and Newt bond? Like, why is she there? What?
It's so fucking weird.
Which makes me so curious to know what happens in the next movie.
I mean, hopefully something happens in the next movie.
I hope secrets are revealed. I hope there's more Fantastic Beasts and where we can find them. Because we were lacking on them in this movie. We had maybe 2.
Yeah.
We had the cool Chinese dragon. And we
which is also a person, right?
I think so. Yeah. We did have the Kelpie for a little bit with Newt's random assistant. And then...
Oh, could we talk about Newt's assistant for a minute?
Bunty.
What the fuck is up with that?
Maybe you should take off your shirt. All right, Bunty.
So she's like super into him. And she lives in his briefcase?
Doesn't make sense.
What? the fuck is that?
And she's only there for one. She's never discussed before or after.
Yeah.
She's only
She's
in
just
one
a
scene.
person who's obsessed with Newt and lives in his briefcase.
Oh no! Like she wasn't there in the last movie. Just
Troubling depictions of women in this film.
I know, you know.
Every single woman that we see is like a bad guy, is a slave, or is doing something like horrible.
Yeah, you know, not a great time for women. I'll tell you what. But we did get baby nifflers, so you know, I at least some good came
We
from
did get baby
this.
nifflers. The nifflers do the only important thing that happens in the movie.
Of course, they're cute and adorable, and they do the things. I hope we get more nifflers. Oh, and I guess we get Pickett. We get the bow truckle, but that's a given. Pickett lives on.
Why does the niffler steal a vial of blood? Like, aren't nifflers supposed to be like super into like gold and stuff, and they steal money?
Yeah.
This niffler steals a vial of blood.
Yay!
Is it supposed to, like, are they into money, or are they just like they steal things that people protect?
I think it's shiny things. So yes, to both.
Weird.
I know. But they're cute and adorable, and they look like platypus, so it's okay.
Yep.
Or platypi. But yeah, very excited. Excited is a strong word. Very interested to see what's in the next movie. Do you have any closing final thoughts on
Grindelwald wants to stop World War II?
That was weird. That
That's the crime of Grindelwald? I mean, there's like other things, like he wants to make all the humans slaves and stuff, so that's pretty bad.
Do you think we're gonna get Hitler if it goes through World War II?
I mean, yeah, right? Right?
We have to.
Have I shown you the post-credits scene for the last what was that movie called? The Kingsman movies?
No.
So like the Kingsman movies, they came out, right? They did 2 where they're like modern spy movies, and then they did a prequel that's set like around like World War One.
Okay.
And so the bad guy is what's his name? Princip, I think, the guy who killed Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the bad guy in the movie.
Oh.
The main bad guy. And who else? Like a young Joseph Stalin, I think, is one of the bad guys. And then the end credit scene is a guy walks in and they're like, "Oh yeah, but this guy, he's like the next. Like he's gonna be way better than you. Like he's gonna be like the ultimate guy." And like, what's his name? And they like close up on his face. He goes, "Adolf Hitler."
Oh my god.
They teased him like he's fucking Thanos.
Oh my god.
I hope this movie also does that.
Oh my god. Oh, I can't wait now. Do these movies have post credits? I've never watched the credits long enough.
No,
Okay.
they don't.
Okay, that's good. I guess maybe. Yeah, that feels about right.
This movie sucks.
This movie's not
It's
good.
real bad.
Not good. Not good at all. Where where would you rank it in terms of the first movie?
It's worse.
It's worse.
It's
yeah.
it's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somehow like as boring, but then yeah, it's so pointlessly complicated. Like I said, I think like genuinely, I think it's one of the worst written big budget movies
Mhm.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
bad.
not good. It's not good. Where do you think The Secrets of Dumbledore will fall? Do you think it's worse or
I can't imagine that it's worse than this. I just genuinely can't believe that it could be worse than this.
this will be the first time that I will be going in blind to a Harry Potter related movie.
It's crazy that you haven't seen it.
I
Like, it's
know
been out for a while.
it has been. I don't know. I think I'm a little scared. Um, so I'm scared as well to go in and watch this movie.
What's like the Rotten Tomatoes
I
scores on the two?
also I have not read a plot synopsis of Secrets of Dumbledore. I don't
Neither have
know.
I. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about the movie.
I don't know anyone else in this movie who's in it, so other
Okay,
than
so
I
Crimes of
think
Grindelwald,
Dumbledore.
36% on the tomato meter, 54% audience score.
Mhm.
And so let's look. Fantastic Beasts. It has a better tomato meter score, so it's a
Oh.
46%. Audience score 83%.
Wow. Hmm.
So yeah, it's got to be at least better.
Oh. This is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
until then, Brandon, where can the people find you?
You can find me on the Twitter, twitter.com/Jose Ruckus, and on Instagram at Jose Ruckus, and twitch.tv/Jose Ruckus. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at PotterPants212, and there's a link in my bio with all the other places that you can find me if you want. It's up to you. But yes, thank you for coming to Harry Potter Movie Magic Time. That has a different name that I can't remember. Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. We gotta do like a good movie after these.
We do. We need
Yeah,
a
we gotta do a good movie. I don't want to watch any more of these.